Welcome back. This is Jason Sharp, and this is class number 2. So we're doing BEC, and we are on 5B, which is cost accounting. So we're going to start class 2 by doing some multiple choice questions. So we're going to do questions 57 and 60, which will be on MCQ 5-9, and then we'll do question 64, which will be MCQ 5-10. So let's do question 57 right now. And so question 57 on MCQ 5-9. So this will say the following is selected information from the records of Ray Incorporated. And it says purchases of raw materials is 6,000, raw materials beginning is 500, raw materials ending is 800, and then beginning and ending work in process, both of those are 0. And then it says cost of goods sold is 12,000, finished goods beginning balance is 1,200, and then your finished goods inventory ending balance is 1,400. And then it says the question it asks is what is the total amount of conversion costs? So conversion costs, remember, so conversion costs are going to be your direct labor plus your overhead costs. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as we're going through. And so you will need to know a couple of different equations to actually solve this one. So I'll kind of write down on the board all the different equations, and we'll kind of plug in the numbers that we know and then solve for what we don't know. So it'll be, we'll have direct materials used plus direct labor plus overhead. And so this will equal your total manufacturing costs. And then, so from your total manufacturing costs, we're going to add your beginning work in process inventory minus your ending work in process inventory. And so that'll equal your cost of goods. So that'll equal COGM, which is your cost of goods manufactured. And then it'll be plus beginning finished goods inventory minus ending finished goods inventory equals your cost of goods sold. So let's figure out what we know and what we can solve for here. So the first thing is direct materials used. So we can actually, there is another equation for direct materials used, and we can use the first 3 items here. And so we'll use the beginning. We'll use the beginning inventory for raw materials. And then we're going to take, we'll go plus purchases. And then minus your ending inventory for raw materials. And that'll equal our direct materials used. So the beginning raw materials inventory was 500, purchases was 6,000, and then ending raw materials inventory was 800. So your direct materials used here is, so direct materials used is 5,700, so that'll go into the big equation over here. So 5,700 And then direct labor and overhead, we do not know. And that'll actually be the conversion cost, what we have to solve for. And then we know that the beginning work in process and ending work in process are 0. We know that the finished goods beginning inventory is 1,200. The ending finished goods inventory is 1,400. And cost of goods sold is 12,000. All right. So really, we've basically taken all of the data and put it into the equation here. So really, to solve this, you're going to have to start here with the last equation, which will be cost of goods manufactured plus the finished goods minus the ending finished goods inventory equals cost of goods sold. And you'll first have to solve for the cost of goods manufactured. And so your cost of goods manufactured, if you work your way up, this will be 12,200. And so really, because you basically would just solve for x to equal your cost of goods manufactured, so that'll equal 12,200. And then working your way up from cost of goods manufactured to total manufacturing costs. Really, since beginning work in process inventory, ending work in process inventory is 0, your total manufacturing cost is also 12,200. And then we get to sort of the very end here. So now we got direct materials used, and then plus direct labor plus overhead. But really, you can combine these, the direct labor and overhead, that really is your conversion cost. So we'll call that Y. So we'll just say 5,700 plus Y. Y is going to be your direct labor and your overhead, which is your conversion cost. And solve for Y. And so that'll be basically the 12,200 minus the 5,700, and that'll equal 6,500, which will be answer D.